Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The state or fact of existing. A point of view gradually coming into being. A living thing that has, or can develop, the ability to act or function independently. The state or fact of existing. The state or fact of existing. Laws in existence for centuries. Everything that exists anywhere. The biggest tree in existence. The state or fact of existing. He appeared on the face of the earth one day. A living thing that has, or can develop, the ability to act or function independently. A system considered analogous in structure or function to a living body. The social organism. Indicate through a symbol, formula, etc. The territory occupied by a nation. A politically organized body of people under a single government. The state has elected a new president. Chemistry. The three traditional states of matter are solids, fixed shape and volume, and liquids, fixed volume and shaped by the container, and gases, filling the container. The solid state of water is called ice. The territory occupied by one of the constituent administrative districts of a nation. His state is in the deep south. Put before. The federal department in the United States that sets and maintains foreign policies. Express in words. State your opinion. A state of depression or agitation. He was in such a state you just couldn't reason with him. The group of people comprising the government of a sovereign state. The state has lowered its income tax. The way something is with respect to its main attributes. The current state of knowledge. A living, or once living, entity. A living, or once living, entity. A state of eternal existence believed in some religions to characterize the afterlife. A state of eternal existence believed in some religions to characterize the afterlife. The state of excelling or surpassing or going beyond usual limits. A state of being or existence above and beyond the limits of material experience. The state of excelling or surpassing or going beyond usual limits. A state of being or existence above and beyond the limits of material experience. The immediate proximity of someone or something. She blushed in his presence. Dignified manner or conduct. An invisible spiritual being felt to be nearby. The act of being present. The impression that something is present. He felt the presence of an evil force. The state of being present, current existence. He tested for the presence of radon. The experience of being alive, the course of human events and activities. He could no longer cope with the complexities of life. The condition of living or the state of being alive. While there's life, there's hope. An account of the series of events making up a person's life. The period during which something is functional, as between birth and death. The battery had a short life. Animation and energy in action or expression. It was a heavy play and the actors tried in vain to give life to it. A prison term lasting as long as the prisoner lives. He got life for killing the guard. A characteristic state or mode of living. Social life. A living person. His heroism saved a life. A motive for living. Pottery was his life. Living things collectively. The oceans are teeming with life. The course of existence of an individual. The actions and events that occur in living. He hoped for a new life in Australia. The organic phenomenon that distinguishes living organisms from non-living ones. There is no life on the moon. The period between birth and the present time. I have known him all his life. The period from the present until death. He appointed himself emperor for life. A state of eternal existence believed in some religions to characterize the afterlife. Time without end. A seemingly endless time interval, waiting. Existing peacefully together. The state of actually existing objectively. A hope that progressed from possibility to actuality. The condition of living or the state of being alive. General activity and motion. Quality of being active or spirited or alive and vigorous. The property of being able to survive and grow. The activity of giving vitality and vigor to something. The making of animated cartoons. The condition of living or the state of being alive. The property of being animated. Having animal life is distinguished from plant life. The experience of being alive. The course of human events and activities. Still in existence. The Wollemi pine found in Australia as a surviving specimen of a conifer thought to have been long extinct and therefore known as a living fossil. The financial means whereby one lives. The condition of living or the state of being alive. Informal, absolute. She is a living doll. People who are still living. Save your pity for the living. Still in active use. A living language. True to life, lifelike. The living image of her mother. Used of minerals or stone, in its natural state and place, not mined or quarried. Carved into the living stone. Pertaining to living persons. Within living memory. Existing in a former state or previous to something else. Capability of existing or happening or being true. A means of surviving. Farming as a hard means of subsistence. Minimal, or marginal, resources for subsisting. Social security provided only a bare subsistence. The state of existing in reality, having substance. A tentative insight into the natural world. A concept that is not yet verified but that if true would explain certain facts or phenomena. Capability of existing or happening or being true. There is a possibility that his sense of smell has been impaired. A possible alternative. Bankruptcy is always a possibility. A future prospect or potential. An organism, especially a bacterium, that requires air or free oxygen for life. A group of genetically identical cells or organisms derived from a single cell or individual by some kind of asexual reproduction. A person who is almost identical to another. A group of genetically identical cells or organisms derived from a single cell or individual by some kind of asexual reproduction. An unauthorized copy or imitation. Make multiple identical copies of. People can clone a sheep nowadays. Either of two different animal or plant species living in close association but not interdependent. Living in a state of commensalism. An animal or plant that bears a relationship to another, as related by common descent or by membership in the same genus. An animal or plant that bears a relationship to another, as related by common descent or by membership in the same genus. A minor chemical constituent that gives a wine or liquor its distinctive character. A whole, a thing or person, of the same kind or category as another. Lard was also used, though its congener, butter, was more frequently employed. An animal or plant that bears a relationship to another, as related by common descent or by membership in the same genus. Belonging to the same genus.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.